Hi, my name is Przemek Chojecki and this video is about how to go from academia to business. Should you be scared of making the change, what awaits you in the future, and in general how to cope with leaving the academia. So I have made the change myself. I'm a PhD in mathematics. I did my postdoc at University of Oxford. Before that, I was a PhD student in Paris at Université Pierre Marie Curie. And basically, I always imagined myself being in academia, becoming a professor, doing research full time. But at some point in my life, I actually noticed that mathematics doesn't give me that much of joy, and I'm not really interested anymore in pursuing the academic career because everything has been like laid out and predictable. It's all been about writing more papers, applying for grants, and then this instability of you don't know if you get the next postdoc position, you don't know if you get a grant, and how in general you're going to support yourself and maybe your family and so on. So this kind of instability together with the whole system of grants and having this pressure of just having to publish the work without the actual time to go in detail and trying to think about other things that might be not directly related to what you did in a PhD. That basically turned me off from uh, science in the academic form because I'm still doing science. I just switched to machine learning more than mathematics, but I'm doing that on the commercial side. So the question here is whether you should be scared of going from academia to business. Well, at least a little bit, but to be honest, business world is much easier to navigate than academic world because academic world is very narrow. It seems like you have a lot of choices, but actually those are a few choices. The competition is really quite high. You have to, if you want to be at the top universities, you have to stay competitive. You will have a lot of pressure, and then there are much fewer options than in business where you can actually do anything. So I'm not even talking about the entrepreneurship and trying to build your own company, which I'm trying to do, which gives you even more freedom to do anything you want. But even if you decide to go for a traditional career, for example, making a change and becoming a data scientist, because that's like a standard path going from pure mathematics or applied mathematics into business, then actually you have so many different domains, branches where you can apply data science, and that also consists of the different lifestyles. You can basically pick a city, choose the kind of lifestyle you want, and then basically start applying for those. So, for example, if you want to live by the sea in a hot country like Portugal or Spain, you can look for startups being in a coastal region. For example, Lisbon is a great place to start looking for. There's the startup ecosystem is really quite great. So it's all up to you to actually decide whether with scientific jobs you have to go in this narrow path where you look at the professors who are working at certain universities. Universities are all in certain towns, and then you have to choose between whether you prefer to have one professor or the other, and then keep the fingers closed. Actually, keep the fingers closed for being able to get the position you want. So that's really the problematic part here. Whereas with business, you have much more choices going forward and choosing what you want to do. Uh, so that's a big advantage of going into business. The critique in the academia of the business world is, especially from the pure mathematics, is that you won't get so many intellectual challenges. And maybe this was true a couple of years ago, maybe before going so hard into innovation, but that's still not so true, especially in the domains like whenever you apply different machine learning algorithms, where you're working with technology, biotechnology also. There are just so many different companies who are pushing the boundaries of the innovation that actually doing science at the company is often much better and much easier to be done than doing science in academia with so many restrictions. So having said that, it's also important to note that science is not only done in academia, science is currently done also in the companies, in enterprises, and you can well choose between going from academia to business without losing the scientific part. So that kind of a critique that you won't be innovating in a company is not holding true anymore. And you can choose companies, especially in biotechnology, this is very common. research is being done in the companies. Big pharma is paying a lot for the research. Also in computer science, most of the research is being done at Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and all the startups in the ecosystem, applying the most recent machine learning knowledge and trying to push the boundaries. So it's no more true that you can only innovate in academia. And thanks to that, you can actually have much more freedom because you can change the companies mid of the year. You don't have to wait until the academic year finishes because you won't get the position and so on. So from that perspective too, you get more choices to make. Okay, so what are the disadvantages? So first of all, to some extent, you will have a little bit less of intellectual freedom, perhaps because you will have to think just a little bit about the commercial side of things. So your research should be grounded in commercial aspects. It should make money in the end. Of course, you can be quite far from doing that because, for example, if you're just analyzing some sorts of data sets and only that goes to really the managers, then maybe you won't be responsible for making the decisions, but you should be taking the actionable insights that will be useful in the end. But still, that depends on the company. In large enterprises, in Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and so on, you actually are doing research just as you were in academia, and there's not much of a difference apart from the fact that you don't have to apply for grants anymore. You basically you have the grant from the company, which is your salary that you're getting. So this is the important thing to note. So yeah, in the end, the choice really depends on really whether you want to go and do research full time and have this narrow path of doing on the one domain, especially in pure academia, in doing pure science like fundamental science like pure mathematics, philosophy, sociology, and so on. It's often hard to find commercial applications right away, and the right way for that is actually going through the academic path. So you should decide for yourself whether you want to have this path of academic research, especially in fundamental domains, or if you want to go more on the applied side. From my perspective, what I chose in the end is I've decided that I want to be more on the applied side of things. I want to have more impact on the world, and that was also the reason why I've made this choice of going from pure mathematics to machine learning, and then going into business, being an entrepreneur, founding my own company and trying to do things my own way, which actually I think entrepreneurship is the best way to go from academia to business because you keep on doing things your way as you used to in academia, where you have this freedom, the intellectual freedom of pursuing basically anything, but still you're the boss, you're actually making the decisions. So this is really great way of actually going forward. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding how to switch from academia to business, I've made also a couple of videos around how to do research in mathematics, how to do research in general, and if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. I definitely answer them, or someone else will answer them, and I will be coming back to this topic more and more, as I have a couple of friends who actually are leaving academia currently and are looking for the better positions somewhere else. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and see you in the next episode.